Hey, I've recently changed my electricity provider to AGL's Nightsaver EV plan. And what this does is that it provides everyday electricity at 30 cents per kilowatt hour, but they only charge 8 cents per kilowatt hour from midnight to 6 a.m. This means I can schedule the Tesla to charge during that time and add several hundred kilometres of range for just a couple of dollars. What AGL also provide is this smartphone app for monitoring my electricity usage and solar generation. And it's given me a level of granularity that I've never had access to before. It's measuring my consumption and my solar generation in 30-minute intervals. And what I've realised is that my solar panels are actually costing me money. Let me explain why. You've no doubt heard that expression, well, these renewables are okay, but what do you do when the sun doesn't shine and the wind doesn't blow? And my answer to that has always been, how do you get a drink of water when it's not raining? The answer to that, of course, is storage. I have on my roof a 6.5 kilowatt solar panel array. On a bright sunny day, this will generate as much as 5 kilowatts in the middle of summer. Here in Australia in September, it's spring, and I'm generating about 2 kilowatts during the middle of the day. The AGL app has shown me that on a sunny day, I can generate as much as 25 kilowatt hours between about 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. During daylight hours, my house only consumes, let's say, 1 kilowatt per hour if I'm not home, and that's to run background electrical appliances like my refrigerator and my television on standby. If I'm at home during the day, I will consume 1 to 2 kilowatts during daylight hours, doing everyday things like boiling the kettle, running the dishwasher, and cooking breakfast or lunch. However, because I can generate about 25 kilowatt hours per day from my solar, I can be exporting up to 23 kilowatt hours per day out to the grid, and I'm only being paid 5 cents per kilowatt hour by the feed-in tariff. After sunset and at night time, when I'm at home cooking dinner and throughout the night, I can consume around 5 kilowatt hours of electricity, which I have to buy back from the grid at 30 cents per kilowatt hour, until midnight when the price drops to 8 cents per kilowatt hour on the EV plan. So I'm wasting approximately $7 per day by generating electricity that I don't use. I'm giving it away for a feed-in tariff of only 5 cents per kilowatt hour, and then I'm buying it back again at night for 30 cents per kilowatt hour. My excess solar generation represents a lost opportunity cost, as I'm generating and selling 23 kilowatt hours and getting about $1.15 for it, although it's worth $6.90, and buying back 5 kilowatt hours at night, which cost me $1.50, and yet I could generate that for myself for free if only I could store it during the day for use later at night. You think $7 a day isn't worth worrying about? Well, that's $210 a month and $2,520 per year. A $15,000 home battery installation will pay for itself in just 6 years. To make this a reality, however, I have to be able to consume about 23 kilowatt hours per day rather than selling it back to the grid for a small feed-in tariff. A single Tesla Powerwall can store 13 kilowatt hours, so what am I going to do with the excess solar that I'm generating? Well, because I don't use the Tesla all the time, I am able to charge that during the day, and that's going to consume 10 or even 20 kilowatt hours. Also, Tesla provide the virtual power plant facility where you can sell your excess energy back to the grid at times of high demand when energy prices are high, and actually make some decent revenue from it. So if you're interested in getting a home battery for yourself, have a look at the Tesla virtual power plant presentation on YouTube. This is becoming an issue for a large number of Australian solar panel owners. You might ask the question, is it still worth buying solar panels for your house? Well, I suggest only do it if you want free daytime electricity for the rest of your life. Modern solar panels will last in excess of 25 years. However, the economics of installing solar panels is changing. Years ago, the feed-in tariffs were very high and there was a real incentive to install solar, but it was expensive at the time. Now, the price of installing solar panels is so low, you are just wasting money on paying for electricity if you don't install them. It's a no-brainer, as we call it. Typically, payback periods are less than 5 years. However, so many Australians have realised this and installed solar panels, the feed-in tariff structures are now changing. The price of electricity in the wholesale market changes every 5 minutes as generators, whether they be coal-fired, gas, solar, wind or hydro, bid to sell their electricity into the wholesale market. As consumers, we sign up to retail electricity supply contracts for a fixed rate per kilowatt hour of consumption. The retailer smooths out the fluctuations in the wholesale price and makes a profit based on the difference between what they buy electricity for and what they sell it to us for. Earlier in 2024, I trialled Amber Electric, which is a wholesale electricity provider that will pass the wholesale price directly on to the end consumer, and you get to benefit from the swings and roundabouts of the wholesale electricity marketplace. On occasions, when there is too much electricity being generated in the system, the wholesale price of electricity can go negative. What does that mean? It means that for a period of time, the generator of that electricity is paying the retailer money to use that electricity. This is what is about to happen to Australian solar panel owners, and that there is so much solar in the Australian grid now, solar installations have been extraordinarily successful, that the retail providers are lowering their feed-in tariffs. There are also moves afoot to impose a negative feed-in tariff, that is, negative pricing on the generators of solar power. So we will actually be charged to sell our surplus solar into the grid. This is what some people are describing as the sun tax. What it actually is a negative feed-in tariff, and it aims to address grid stability issues and ensure that solar energy production is fairly integrated into the national energy system. However, it has been met with resistance from many who see it as a deterrent to solar adoption. Ausgrid announced that they will start charging customers who export solar energy 1.2 cents per kilowatt hour for energy exported between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. starting in July 2024. The average solar home is expected to be about $70 worse off annually, although they will still save around $1,000 on power bills. So what am I going to do to maximise my utilisation of the solar that I generate rather than waste it? I plan to install a Tesla Powerwall home battery system. I've been waiting on the release of the Powerwall 3 in Australia. There's a New South Wales battery rebate available too from early November of $2,400. The Powerwall 3 will hold 13 kilowatt hours of electricity and it has its own inverter. So I can charge up both the Powerwall and my car during the day, and as the Powerwall 3 has a high discharge rate, it is sufficient to run high energy appliances such as my oven and induction cooktop, as well as having enough storage to power the household background usage to get through the night. So if you are installing a solar system or have one already, how can you manage our way around this sun tax? Firstly, maximise your self-consumption. Shift your energy usage to the daytime whenever possible. Run the dishwasher after breakfast instead of at night. Wash your laundry during the day. Use the clothes dryer to soak up your solar. Charge your electric car at home during the day if you can do this, as it will soak up huge amounts of your solar energy. Also, consider installing a home battery. Investing in battery storage systems can help homeowners store excess solar energy for use at night, reducing the amount of energy exported to the grid. I'll make a video of the Powerwall 3 installation when it happens later this year. Hey, in the meantime, thanks for watching and please subscribe. G'day and welcome to Steve's Tesla. This is my channel dedicated to electric vehicles and renewable energy. Subscribe now and let's drive.